What's up, Moto Brewskis, and what's up in this video is the ultimate unicorn build.
Are those unicorn horns?
I've taken my KTM 500 EXCF 2023 and I've handed it over to the man, the legend. He's also a bit of a myth.
Some say he's a myth.
His name is Pat the Man. Hi, Pat.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, man. Dude, what have you done to this?
Well, we got a long old list, and it's been such a fun project working with Matt. You know, the list is way too long, so we'll just go ahead and just start walking around the bike and you know, talking about it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Hang on, wait. We have to introduce our third passenger.
Yep.
Danny. Welcome to the show, dude.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you, Gunny.
We're going to be talking about your Curve 800 in a minute.
Yes,
but,
it's arrived.
that's right, one of the first ones in the country too. All right, Pat, so where do you want to start, dude? Are you thinking?
Sure, man. So basically what we did is we basically stripped the bike down, man, and we started working our way from the bottom up. You know, stator cover, all right, carbon fiber, a new AXP skid plate.
You'll need a piece of contoured metal to make a skid plate.
A new Tusk shift lever with the breakaway peg. We got the oil filter cover, all right, that you can see through, just a little safety, you know, knowing that you're still got oil flowing and that there is oil.
Yeah, which is an upgrade from the OEM one.
It is an upgrade, it sure is.
Yeah.
We removed all the plastics, and we'll talk about them a little bit more, but these are all new plastics. We had a few discussions about foot pegs, and Matt decided he wanted to try these out.
Can we try these out?
Which I think are going to serve him pretty well. Right? You know, there's a lot of advantages to having this little extra area right here, especially when you're, you know, using the bike for ADV, where we're running at, you know, some pretty high speeds on some pretty, really nice flowy terrain. Yeah. And that'll help keep you on the bike for one thing. And it'll also put less stress when you, coming off jumps on like your Achilles and things like that. So there's some real advantages, these kind of pegs right here.
What else we got going on?
We got the frame protector, again, carbon fiber, and that was something that Moto Brewski really wanted. So you're going to see, as we walk around the bike, several areas where we've added carbon fiber as an addition. You know, it's lightweight and it's strong, and it looks damn good. Yeah. You can see new chain that we ran. All right, we got swing arm covers right there that are eventually going to have the Moto Brewski
Decals on there.
Yep, decals on there.
And like an idiot, I forgot to bring them.
Yeah, you forgot the graphics, so it'll be easy fix. But you know, things that are inherent to these 500s, you know, anybody who owns one or interested is, you know, the kickstands are always a struggle.
Yeah.
All right. They have a tendency to always want to come loose. The strength of the springs is always like kind of pulling it back. So you always got to be sure that it's planted and that it's all the way forward. Otherwise, you know, the bike will fall over, man. They just do that. All right. So you can come up here. But so, you know, we put a new assembly on here, you know, attached a new spring, and the kickstand's working just like it should.
Okay. Yeah. So we also changed the sprocket, right? So the stock's a 45 and we went with the 47.
Yeah, the stock is a 45. We added 2 teeth to a 47, and that takes us to our wheels, actually. So these are a Tusk wheel. As you can see, the orange nipples, black spokes. They're supposed to be a little double walled and a little bit stronger than even the stock ones. You can see it's got a real robust hub. All right. And it's lightweight. And of course, you know, they got that nice orange color, man. They look great.
Wait, what's up with the orange jumpsuits?
This is also a Tusk sprocket. We got a new rotor here. All right. And then we also have the rotor protector. So, it came together really well, and all the parts fit. You know, there's a few parts that we had to go back and forth that were advertised a certain way that ended up not necessarily fitting on the bike right. So, appreciate Matt's patience. You know, going to send some stuff back, and we bought some other stuff that actually, you know, fit just the way it was advertised.
Yeah, I must say that probably was the most frustrating part for me of this build, apart from the waiting. Was ordering parts that were apparently the right parts for the bike, And then obviously Pat, when he tried to install them, like they just didn't fit. And I think there's probably around $600 worth of stuff, right?
Yeah, there was probably, you know, a good 3 or 4 items, you know, and they were, you know, important items, you know, that are really seen on the bike and really help improve the protection on it. So they're not something you want to, you know, shortchange or, you know, try to start doing a bunch of fabricating on, because usually that leads to more problems.
Yeah. And then we've got the tidy tail in the rear.
Yeah. Tidy tail with the LED lighting, built-in blinkers, and then you have the enduro plate, which I'll let you, which is cool.
Look at that. Just for everybody else. Let's do it again.
Yeah, you know, if you loop out, man, guess what? You're not going to break it off. You know, right? It's going to catch right here. It's going to flip up. You're not going to lose your plate on the ride.
Absolutely. And then also, I burnt the indicators off the right side because I had the FMF pipe on it. Did a video about this, but I had it full tap and, yeah, it didn't look great.
Yeah, that's actually another one of those things that, you know, these KTMs, you know, and it's not just the 500s. Like 790s, they'll do it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's been, and, you know, they just keep making it the same, but they keep melting. So
yeah,
everybody always ends up eventually replacing this and, you know, replacing those up.
And then we got
blinkers.
the seat concepts, low seat, because I'm a short ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
So
is
that's,
super comfortable. It gets nice and wide right here. And the design of these seats is meant so that the back of your legs will hook onto that and help, you know, they kind of act as the same idea that maybe a steg peg would, you know, keeping you on the bike, man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to be interrupted when I'm on the bike.
Right.
sure.
So, you know, if you whiskey throttle or something, you're not going to fall back off the bike, because if you're riding correctly, you're squeezing the tank with your thighs. And then this shape right here gives a little more platform for your rear and helps keep you on the bike.
So what else we got going on here? So we've got these P3 carbon frame guards as well.
They make some stuff, man. And look, you know, you can tell quality because the way things line up, right? And they lined up pretty darn well. It also gives you a master cylinder protection right here for your rear brake, which is nice. Right, here's those pegs again.
And then we got, I bought that little attachment. I just felt like it would, you know, obviously if you're going to build a bike, look at everything holistically. So I saw those online and I was like, you know, let me put that on the rear brake. Looks great though.
Yeah, it does. Looks good, man. And, you know, good grip.
Yeah. And then we got the Boyson Factory Racing clutch cover.
Yep. They're supposed to be a little bit stronger. And actually, in some cases, they'll actually hold a little bit more oil. So you can increase the quantity of the oil.
Yeah.
And then you see, you know, the racing oil cap right here that's already drilled for safety wiring. So when Matt runs his Baja 500 or Baja 1000, we'll come back, we'll safety wire all the little things like that and have it race ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then we got the P3 exhaust shield as well, also carbon. That looks great. It really, you can see because of the riding, some of the discoloration on the exhaust, which you can't really do much for. So aesthetically, it's a bit of an upgrade, but then also the heat, right?
Yep.
And I never really felt, to be honest, with the stock, you know, the stock with no heat guard basically,
Oh, right. Yeah.
that it was a problem. But obviously, you know.
Yeah, the stock ones always run at least a little one right here.
Yeah.
Because, you know, otherwise you're burning through your gear and your legs.
With my legs on fire.
But it's better all around protection, all right? Because, you know, rocks are going to kick up, and it's not uncommon to have your pipes get bent and dinged, you know, on the front especially.
That AXP skid plate looks awesome, dude.
Yeah, it does, man. It's good and thick. They make great stuff.
Yeah.
And then this one's already shaped to come up and protect your water pump right here also.
Yeah, all valuable things. And then what else have we got here? Oh, yes, we've got the Emperor radiator shield.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that is a solid piece, and it's not like a lot of radiator guards are individual per, you know, these bikes have 2 radiators, so they usually run like a single one, which means if you crash hard, you can still go ahead and bend the radiator and the guard. It may not puncture it through the fins, all right? The beauty of this particular model is it's all one piece, man. So they self-support each other. Okay. If you go down hard, you're not bending you're not going to bend your radiators, or you're not going to break your radiators.
Yeah. You're not going to have a stick come flying through the radiator and almost kill you like I watched on social media today. Scary stuff.
Scary stuff, radically advanced.
Yeah.
And then we got, what else we got up here?
Oh, we got some carbon fiber, a little bit more carbon fiber.
Yeah.
And Matt had already purchased, the Raid Garage Rally Tower, which is a beautiful piece, man. And it's a lot of nice carbon fiber, very lightweight. Has the Garmin mount already on it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So let's come down and then talk about what's going on down here, and then we'll come back up to the top.
All right. Let's. All right. A Cherokee makes these fork tube guards, which are really nice, man. And what I like about them, number one, they protect the entire fork. All right. Number two is, they don't super hug it, because one thing that you got to keep in mind, and you should keep in mind, that if you run the fork seal savers, which are really nice, they're polyurethane, they're neoprene. But they require a lot of maintenance, so you got to clean them regularly. Otherwise, like, dirt will get stuck up in them.
Well, good thing, because I was feeling dirty.
And then it's just rubbing on the fork tube, all right?
How much maintenance?
You got to keep them clean, man.
How much maintenance do these ones need?
They're not going to need a whole lot of maintenance, because what you're doing is you've enclosed everything, man, and you sealed it in there. So, periodically, you're going to go ahead and pull it off and, wash the outside of them, clean them up real good, and just check the inside, of your fork tubes, make sure that there isn't any leaks all right. From there, we came on down to, our fork protector right here on the bottom. It still has a hole built in the bottom where you can still go in and adjust your, rebound.
Okay.
Which is great.
That's handy.
Yeah, that's handy. So that, and it's actually a really solid piece.
Yeah.
Man. Now, on the other side, Matt decided to go with a rotor protector on the front, which is a good call, because in Colorado, there's a lot of rocks, man.
Yeah.
So, this one actually has the built-in protection also. All right. And it will protect the rotor. And it was actually a really nice fitting piece. Worked well.
Looks fantastic, eh?
Yeah. We went with, the same rim from, Tusk. We haven't talked about tires yet, but this is the Tusk Track 2, which is a really nice meaty tire. And, they got a real solid sidewall. So, they're going to be really forgiving. You probably won't get a puncture in these, I'd be really surprised. But if you did, the sidewall is stiff enough, man, that you could ride, you could ride it out.
What tube did you choose to run in the end? Was it a formal Enduro, like the tube?
Oh, the tube?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We went with the heavy duty, 3 mil.
3 mil.
7.62 millimeter. Yep. Which is it's a heavy tube, man.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fine line, because this tire, you could actually, I wouldn't hesitate with any of these Tusk tires. And on the back, we put a waypoint, but I wouldn't hesitate to run just a 2 mil even, because there's such the carcass is so stout, man. These are tires you could easily run, a long distance, several 100-mile race, even a 1,000-mile race, and they're probably going to hold up, man, or a 1,000-mile ADV ride, and you're going to have plenty of tire left. I'm guessing you're going to get, 3,000 to 5,000 miles out of these tires.
Really, that much?
Yeah. Yep. And you're going to be happy doing it.
Yeah.
And they're going to hook up. They're going to run good. You can run them a fairly low, and because the sidewall is so stiff.
Yeah.
All right.
And also, I had, what were they? What are those tires? The Enduro ones I had on here before.
Oh,
the Motos Tractionator Enduro tires.
Yeah.
And I've spoken about this before, but it's we do quite a bit of traversing on tarmac. And these tires, I'm hoping, will give me a much better riding experience on tarmac, right?
They sure will. As a matter of fact, talking about that, a good sign of a quality rim and tire is how much weight it takes to balance it. And you can see, this is all it took.
Really?
That's all it took to have a perfectly balanced front wheel. Huh. On a new tire and a new rim.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah. That's I'm stoked with that, man.
Yeah. So you're gonna have a noticeable difference, dude. This thing's gonna just glide.
I can't wait to take it out. So then, obviously, after the Red Tower, we then put on these SXS Enduro handguards. I chose these specifically because, and we'll talk about it now with Gunny, but I've heard stories about the full wraparounds, and if you tank it, you can, obviously get your hand caught. So I just took that on face value and thought, well, anything's better than the OEM ones that were on there, those little flags. Yeah. So no bueno. Yeah. And then I must say, dude, this clutch feels amazing. Yeah. Like from the stock one that was on there. Yeah. Dude, it's incredible. What are they?
These Tusk brand levers, they're a short lever, and they're smooth, man. They're anodized alloy, black alloy.
It really does feel great. Right.
Yep. So we bled the clutch, because Matt was describing what he felt were some issues with his clutch. There's a lot of discussion about the EXCFs, lurching a little bit when you first put them in gear, especially when the bike's cold. Once they warm up, if everything's working the way it should, you're probably okay. But we still tried to get rid of a little bit of that, off of a cold start. So I think he's going to notice a little bit difference there and be pretty happy with it.
We've got these Ori handguards, right?
Yeah, how do those feel, man?
Dude.
I told you wouldn't want to let go of them, man.
No, that feels terrific, eh?
We all know that sex feels terrific.
Look, how did you feel those?
Have you got those on your 800 as well? No?
We haven't talked about
Oh, okay.
Too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these things, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, they feel good and they last, man.
And then we got double take mirrors, but the new ones with the shorter stem.
Yeah.
Right.
Shorter stem, and their whole mounting system. So they just came out with this new design last fall, and man, it's you can tell right away how much more stout they are. Yeah. And double take mirrors. I mean, they got a lifetime warranty, man. So
I broke one on my 890.
A double take?
Yeah.
Wow, that's the first person I've heard of actually break one, man.
No, I break it.
That's pretty. That's pretty impressive,
like
man.
It snapped.
Holy crap!
It actually snapped.
Yeah, their mounting system. So they changed the mounting system. Normally you have like a ram ball, and you can see right here. So now they changed it to a bolt that goes through the top, and that allows you to actually tighten it down. Okay. Because any of these ram mounts are notorious for coming loose. You know what I mean?
I had lots of problems with that.
And you used to have to just try to tighten up down here where it was kind of shaped like a nut, and it was never enough. Yeah. So these come with a bolt that actually runs through it, which is a great design, man.
Yeah. They look so much better, eh?
Yep. I still put a little bit of Loctite on them.
Yeah, because one of the things that would piss me off was you're riding, and then because the single cylinder's vibrating between your legs, like the mirror would just start to come loose. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's the last thing you want to do when you're riding. Yeah.
Oh, there's something else that we didn't talk about. A couple more things. Okay, we talked about the wiring. So, the original wiring on this Rally Raid kit, and for whatever reason, there was just a lot of exposed wires. There wasn't protection on the wiring. Mm-hmm. So we were able to clean that up, put some heat shrink tubing, to help protect it, and just route them in a nice way. We did replace this because at one time or another, the harness got torn out of the plug down around this same area. So
that's the Getz ECU switch, right? So it comes with a quick shifter and all that kind of stuff, traction control.
Yeah, and it lights up really nice. I mean, it's got some pretty neat lighting.
It's pretty.
It is.
It's pretty.
Yep. So when you turn the key on, you'll see that thing light up.
Yeah. And then we got the Scott damper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Great piece of gear. They don't make them better than this right here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the flex bars with the dampening right here to help absorb some of the absorption. The red ones are some of probably the hardest ones. You can also get like other colors, yellow and blue, that are a little bit softer and you can provide more dampening. Okay. It's kind of a personal preference.
Yeah. And then you've also put these,
bleeders. All right. So, a lot of people on a ride, especially, where the terrain gets a little tougher, it's just natural that forks, even, it doesn't matter what fork it is, how well it's built, they build up, they get air in them. And so what this provides you is a quick opportunity that when you stop for a break, you can just depress it and bleed the air out of them. And now the forks are operating, back to where they were designed to. Mm-hmm. Because you'll notice on a long ride, especially where the terrain's really rough, they'll feel like they're even getting a little stiffer. And it's because that air's building up in them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you'll audibly hear, a hiss.
The hiss was still there.
Of air draining out, when you depress it. So that goes on each, one on each fork. Mm-hmm. And,
And then my favorite part is the mushroom stickers.
We didn't talk about the tower, but
Yeah.
so
I'll
let you describe it.
With the tower, it came with fairings. So the fairings would run from the main tower and then run across here and connect to this plastic. And so that was fine for the stock tank, but obviously I've got the service 3.8 gallon tank on there for obvious reasons. And so what I found was that the fairing from the tower to the screw here, it wouldn't fit between the oversized tank properly. And so what would happen is you can actually see, if you look closely, there's like little scratches from the fairing that was on there before, the original fairing from Red. And so because of this lip, it wouldn't tighten properly, and so it become flappy and loose. And so therefore what would happen is that the whole tower would actually start to shake. And so what I took the fairing off. I actually think it looks badass without it, to be honest.
It actually does, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a KTM. If you look over there, it has that same similar kind of that alien look of that front headlight assembly.
Yeah.
And
so then what did you do to make sure that this tower would stay?
So what we had to do is basically they were stripped out, and there was a lot of movement in this, which is not a good thing. So what we ended up having to do is we had to grind down the heads of the bolts because you weren't getting them out. And then we had to drill out the remaining amount of the bolt. All right. And then we used what they call compression inserts. Okay. And so we drove those into it. And then all you have to do after that is a washer and new hardware. And, this thing's solid, man.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yep. It's not going to be vibrating. When you're trying to read your GPS with a front end that's vibrating, like, there's visible probably a good quarter to between a quarter and a half inch of movement in this thing when it's all said and done. So hopefully, that's going to serve him well because it's good and tight now.
Mm-hmm. All right. What have we missed? Have we covered everything? We've also taken the reeds out.
Yeah, we took the reeds out, and I should pull them out so you can kind of film them. Right.
Okay. All right. So we also removed the reeds.
We did.
Yeah.
Well, you do that.
You want to get? And then another thing that Pat has done, he's actually put grease on the seal here of this air filter. And so with the OEM install that I did, obviously with the replacement one, I wasn't using enough grease. And so the air filter actually looked quite shocking. And so didn't do a good job at that. That's just because of, not knowing any better. But definitely one of the hot tips from Pat is to put grease around your air filter, the lining, where it places on the seal.
Who needs grease when we're in paradise?
Just to ensure that it reduces the amount of dust that gets into your engine. And there was a bit of dust that did get in there. And so, it looks much, much better.
Oh, mate, it looks better already, that.
Pat, weren't you going to put something around the air filter as well?
Oh, yeah, man, it actually was. So it's basically a dust cover.
A dust cover?
Yeah, so it's going to actually, it'll stop that first layer.
Oh, it's like a hairnet.
That's what it is, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It is. You get 100 of them for like $10, and you know
you don't have any hair, so
one-time use. Rub it for good luck. Man.
So what do you do with that?
So you just stretch it over the top of it, just like this.
And that works?
This'll extend the life of this filter, especially on a long ride. Mm-hmm. A long dirty ride. Yep, you just stretch it on around just like this.
It's making it look proper girly.
Yep. It'll still breathe, and you can put it on your girlfriend. when you get at the end of the day.
My wife calls the beast my mistress.
Yeah, it's good. There's a lot of truth in that, actually.
I think there's a lot of truth in that.
Okay, so why did we decide to remove the reeds? What's the reason for that?
Okay, so the reeds are, so when they come from the factory, they have the reeds, and it's really, this is kind of a do-it-all bike. And those reeds give you a little bit more low-end grunt. All right. So when you're in like really tight technical single track, you know, if you're going to run like Baja and things like that, you know, all they're going to do is like restrict you. And a lot of the ADV rides we do out here, you know, we have sections of nice flowy double track where, you know, you don't need that really slow technical. So what it allows you to do is, it just gives you more power on the top end. Mm-hmm. Yep. So we kind of like countered that low end by putting two more teeth in that rear sprocket, so that you know, our torque goes up as well. So I think the combined package is going to be a real nice result. Thanks for the opportunity. I really enjoyed working with you.
Yeah, man.
You know, we've been talking a lot almost every day for how long now?
About a month.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah. So that concludes this video, guys. Let me know what you think. Is this the ultimate unicorn build? If you look on YouTube, there's actually not that many of them. This will be one of the more recent ones. So let me know in the comments below. What do you think of the beast? This is Matt signing out. So I'll see you again soon.
I have single-handedly vanquished the beast!
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share it with your favorite Moto Brewski.